Got your shoes on.
I do. And look, I'm not going to trip this time. I'm not running it. Maybe I should run.
Are you gonna wear your shoes out there?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
What?
They're actually surf shoes. They're not real condoms. They're actually made of the same material as surf booties.
Really?
Yeah, they're made by O'Neill. They're called Sleek Lows.
Oh wow!
You can't get them anymore. They only made them for a couple of years. That's I guess it's an experiment. And then they stopped making them because no one was buying them. But I bought like 4 pairs.
Wow.
Sean Owolo, Emmy award-winning executive producer with shows on Netflix to network television, cable, and sports. Been in the industry for over a decade, working on some of the biggest shows in the world. But more importantly, he's a surfer.
Guess who I forced? Actually, I blackmailed him to do this with me. I've been asking you for how long now?
3 years?
2 years. 2 years. But I love Sean Owolo. First of all, I don't know if y'all know. Well, y'all probably know because I mention it every year that he shaped my first real board. It's beautiful. Actually, I like kept asking him about the board. I saw him with it. We were on a trip in churches. Trestles. And it was a camping trip overnight. It was so amazing. And I was new, still new, but I was new. And I wanted a real board because I had only been on a soft top. And I loved his board. And I had told him I was going to make a payment plan with it. But you know, when you move to California for the first time, it's kind of hard to, get situated. So it was at the top of my plan, but it wasn't at the top of my plan.
You just made it.
Yeah. And yeah, he ended up giving it. He called me one day and he was like, "Where are you going to be at?" And I said, "At work." He was like, "I'm bringing you that board." And she's here. This is her right here. And here is my shaper, Sean Owolo. This is my board. Isn't she gorgeous? Look at her. Blew my mind. And I tell you, everywhere I go with that board, people are always like the vintage, the surfers from the 50s, 60s, 70s. They always stop me and ask who shaped that board. Can they look at it? They always touch it. They gotta like hold it. Like they don't just say, "Oh, nice board." They want to like touch it. They look at it. They're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's a Bros Surfboard," which is the reason why we're here. Sean, I met him in Black Surfers Collective when I first started surfing there, and you've just always been the same kind of genuine person. You're just a genuine guy that's always, high vibes and not afraid to give advice and give guidance, and you've just always been a very supportive person. So
he's gonna be that way.
Right. Well, you think. If you watch some of my last videos, you think it would be that way. You know? And I just really appreciate you and the boards. And I wanted to talk about, your boards, because I didn't know when you first started out that board selection matters at different waves. Like we're here at Malibu today, and it's pretty hard to surf on other stuff other than a longboard.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
No, it's well. First of all, thank you for doing this. Going back to the board that I shaped for you, the reason why people stop and ask me about that board is that it actually was shaped more like a traditional longboard back before modern surfing, where I gave it more of a 50-50 rail. Wow. So 50-50 rail, if you look at it, it's almost like egg shaped all the way through. So the difference between 50-50 and a downturn rail is that most of your old school longboards are 50-50 rail all the way through. It makes the board more floaty. and somewhat sometimes easier maybe to catch a wave, but the maneuverability is not there. It's very hard to maneuver a 50-50 board and do quick turns and cutbacks and stuff of that nature.
Well, I'm not good at that anyway,
but
perfect.
Great, right, great gliders, and so
Yes.
it's funny that maybe some of the old school guys look at that board and it feels more like a 50-50 board.
You know what's good too about that board? It gets in the steep waves. Like I almost feel like it's a short board.
Yes.
You know, so when I don't want to take my 9-foot out, I definitely take that board with me, and it's really good in heavy waves. I mean, heavy wave to me is a 4 to 5 foot wave.
That's a heavy wave.
That's my heavy. Yeah.
That's a heavy wave.
Like that one.
So one thing, because I mentioned the 50-50 rail, so just to sort of give you the difference between a 50-50 rail
And I'm gonna move out the way.
and a downturn rail. So all of these boards are boards that I shoot. And they all have a downturn rail. The downturn rail is modern surfing. And what it is that it's still a 50-50 up here. So it's still got this like smooth feel along the rails. But then as I move my finger down below it, right there it starts to sort of get a lot harder. It's a lot less smooth. It's more of a hard edge. And by the time you get to the bottom of the board, it's a completely hard edge. So it's all about water flow at the back of your board. The board in the middle is what I consider a true short board. It's a 6'8" profit.
Tell us about the long board.
But then this board's 8. This board's an 8'1". So this is
Wow.
This is a long to a transitional board. It's a coffin. So it still has that property of being able to get into waves very easy because I kind of gave it a little bit of that displacement hole feel up top. But I gave it a lot of volume. So this board has a ton of volume through the middle. So it's very, very floaty. And so it's really meant to just glide. The float of it is just meant to get into waves and not a whole lot of movement or shredding, but just sort of a nice, easy glide.
Tell me about the second board. I mean, the last one that you named after your wife.
Oh yeah, so the Lisa. So that's like a little pocket rocket. That board is 7'2", shaped a little more traditional surfboard shape, especially for me. It's a thruster, the 3/3 thruster. And it's just meant to come out on days where there's a little bit of energy in the swell, because that board needs a little bit of guts in the wave. Equipment matters in terms of surfing a beach break, versus like non-beach break, shore break, what have you. I always thought it doesn't really matter. To be honest, like you can surf anything you want, you're comfortable surfing in any type of way, right? Like that's the most important thing. So I've seen there's people here that surf boogie boards, like surfboards, on this wave. There's one guy here, he'll catch a wave at the point and take it all the way to the beach. So it just goes to show you, it's about the person, it's about the surf. Pin up girl artwork on it. All right.